know if
Mhm.
you wanna be, like, as a reactionary. Well,
Here we go.
now we lost half the screen size. Hmm.
Me. Oh, I have a green screen.
Hmm. So, we obviously have our favorite isopod right here.
Aw. Oh yeah, so government sounds like it's gonna be open tomorrow, which is
And
nice.
we're doing a live stream, it's live right now.
Oh shit, okay, my bad.
Meaning, once it's recording our video, if you
I
know what
get
I
that.
mean.
I do get that now. I did not realize we were actually live now.
So, I'm gonna attempt to see if I can turn on some nice peaceful background music for us. Hmm.
I can watch it instead of being a guest. That way you have more screen.
I wonder how we fix it. Let's see.
Um. mm, Oh jeez.
Hello, everybody. I currently have a guest who happens to be my partner, and they will commentate as well. I know the screen is a bit small, but I'm currently kind of new to this, and this is going to be the Peaceful Podcast, a show on how to feed isopods, which are also in my terrariums. And I will show different feeding mediums. And sometimes we have guest viewers, such as that friend right there. Right? You looking at this? This is Pippi. She is one of the co-stars of the show. Oh, my secondary speaker has just left. But yes, I'm trying to figure out how to play music in my little speaker here. So let's try to see if I can have some background music with my mood lighting and the terrarium collection, which is right here. Yes, this is Pippi. Yes. She is a snuggle bunny. She is a good girl. Hi, Pippi Tip. You like the scratchy scratches. I also have another one who is her bigger sister, and her name is Darlin. But Pippi is a cuddle bunny. Come here. Hi, do you have a fluffy little tail? You have a fluffy. So, this is currently my second live stream. I officially just got mobile live streaming just today, so I am new. Please work with me as I figure out some kinks to this process. But like I said, we have some co-stars who are going to be with us. And like I said, I'm going to try to see if we can play music on this little cool egg speaker here. So let's give that a try. Give me one moment. We want that. So I'm going to resort to the next best thing. I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on, and use a preloaded sound effect built into the speaker. All right, let's try this. Crickets. Let me know if that's annoying, or if it's peaceful, or if we need to change the effect. Are they annoying? Tell me if it's too loud. That's a fireplace. That might be too loud. Sorry. Too loud! Wait, how do I turn it down? That's running water. Um, how about dripping raindrops? Would that get annoying over time? Oh, look! Our other co-host. Hi, darling. Darling, say hi to Miavar. Come here. So now we have two kitties. But let's keep trying to figure out some background sounds here. That one's pretty. How's this? Is this good? I think this would be good. If I don't drop it. Yes. Okay. All right. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast. It took me a minute here, but I'm going to first start off by showing under the desk. We have some mood lighting going on here today. These are my jumping spiders, and then we have isopods, and then other friends such as snails and other creatures. But I first want to begin by showing you what's in these bins. So inside of this bin, darling, leave it. Inside of this bin, I have some different isopod foods. But I'm also going to show you some things I use on the everyday for care of my terrariums. Bye! It was nice seeing you. Lovely for you to stop by. This is pantyhose, and I use it as a strainer. These are calcified mealworms. Then I have turtle treats, lentils, golden flax meal, nutritional yeast. These are peas, greens, spirulina, fungus spore, so like mold spore, okra. This is for springtails. They eat that. I got potato medley. It's like carrot and carrots and sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. Here is, I believe, spinach greens, fish flakes, cat food with eggshell, carrot, which I'm running low on because it's one of their favorites, and eggshell. And I usually like to pick out some foods for the week because they eat this for a week. So eggshell is one. I also like to have a protein. So, because some of them are protein eaters. So I'm going to do fish flakes today. And let's see. I'll show you the next spin. Just going to put these away. Enjoy the peaceful sounds. The shrimpies are always a favorite, but I'm going to switch it up today. I also use sometimes a scoop and these paper placemats. The miniature cutting board is for chopping up large root vegetables for preparation. What's in my next bin, you might ask? All right. In my next bin, I have cardboard paper. And then I have more terrarium supplies. I have ground wheat bread. As you can see, kind of crinkly. These are potato flakes, which I will be using today. This is water ground flax meal. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the peaceful podcast where me and my kitties feed my terrariums. I'm straight now showing the different foods that I feed my terrarium pets. So this is gelatin. This is crushed corn. Eggshells. Brown sugar. White rice. Here's more fish flake. And sometimes we have some strange protein sources for the isopods. Yeah, we don't talk about this. Then we have turtle pellets and micro pellets. Right here is sesame seed and then poppy seed. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm just showing some food sources for my isopods. Yeah, no, you're not alone. Hi, nice to see you. Then this is yeast, brewer's yeast. But yes, I make all these little bags so they're all organized. Hi, that's okay. It's absolutely lovely to see you. No, I was talking to M. Never. I believe that's how you say it. It's nice that you're back. You stepped away for a bit. So yeah, this is a ground wheat bread, and as you can see, sometimes it leaves breadcrumbs. Now my last bin that I use for my terrariums is big leaves and acorn tops. That's all that's in this bin. All right, so let's do our thing here. So we got eggshell, fish flakes, placemats, a scoop, and potato flakes. And in this big bin right here, we have super finely ground leaf litter from the fresh fallen leaves that have occurred this season. And it smells so good, by the way. Delicious. Well, obviously, if you're an isopod. All right, so we're opening up the eggshells. Look at that eggshell dust. Do you see that? So dusty. Okay, eggshells, fish flakes, and we're gonna open up the potato flakes. Insta mashed potato flakes. And this is a custom little baggie I made. So it's paper, but as you can see, it's just a produce bag in there with all my potato flakes. Okay. All right. So let's begin. Okay. Alrighty. So that looks like just some flake soil. Let me step away real quick to adjust some lighting. So much better. Mm. So, just quickly adjusting some things. Hmm. Sorry. I'm trying to figure something out here. Hello, welcome to my stream. I'm currently trying to figure out a couple things. Welcome in. Welcome to my feeding. This is a spray bottle, and here's a different type of spray bottle. Okay. So currently I am feeding isopods. And if we lift up the leaves, you will see them. That one was quick. I don't know if you were able to spot that. These guys like to be real wet. This particular species. There we go. They are called riparian. Okay. Welcome into the live. Alrighty. This is a nursery bin, nursery terrarium. The baby isopods are in here. If I move the leaves just a little bit, you'll see them. They're very small. This is the baby nursery. Oh, see? Here's one. See him? So this is a nursery bin. So, oh, look, there's another one. That's a scaber. He just ran underneath the food dish. There he is. Hold on. So that's a scaber. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing my food trays for these little guys. Okay. So I go ahead and I pick up the old food mat that I make and I throw it aside. Then I go ahead and place a new food placemat. Here's a bunch for the night. They're just little square pieces. I place that down and then I add eggshell, fish food flakes, which is the protein source for the week, and the vegetable today will be potato flake. And we're going to do that for all of my isopods today. I squish the moss to see how the moisture is. And I add water if there's not enough. That was actually a pretty good. And this is what we're going to be doing tonight with all different types of creatures, all different types. I have a bunch more behind that curtain, and that's what we're doing tonight. All right. We're on a good move. So now we're going to be doing these bins. First up on the top here, these are curly woodlouses. Oh, see the little antennas peeking right here? Yeah. So this moss is still damp, so that's good. And with these guys, I just kind of sprinkle it in. Oh, look at the baby. Look at the little guy. Let's see if he wants some fish flick. Here, let's sprinkle. Now I'm going to sprinkle some eggshell. And then some potato flake. Just lightly. All right. For these littler bins, I don't do the food trays because where would I put them? They're so tiny. Okay. Now let's do this next one. These are orange creams, and they're very sassy. Look at them all. Look at them all. These are custom bred, and so they have little orange faces and little booties. They're very cool. I'm going to check the moss. It is damp. And for these guys, I'm going to just sprinkle. Look at that. They're already running to the protein. Now some eggshell. Now some potato flake. They sniff with their antennas. So he's like, there's food there. Can you guys see it? Is it zoomed in? If so, that's perfect. Let me know if you're able to see these isopods all zoomed up munchin'. Look at how they hold with their little legs. Look at that! What do you think? Have you ever seen that before? You're watching an isopod eat. Beautiful. Have you ever seen an isopod eat before? Look at this. I'm using a macro lens, by the way. Look at his beautiful little orange face. Currently, you're watching an isopod eating with a macro lens. I placed potato flakes and food within my terrarium here, and that is what we're watching. He just picked up another piece. Oh my goodness, they're fighting! They're fighting! Rude. That was They're so dramatic. You saw that, right? He kicked him in the face. Now he's all sad. They just fought each other. Rude. Hi, Colton. They are very sassy. It's nice to see you, though. Hopefully, the mood lighting and everything is a little bit better for this stream. I got a little bit of background sound and everything. I'm actually on mobile, so that's why. I'm glad you like it. That's great. The fight was funny. Those are springtails. Trying to zoom it in for you guys. They're real itty bitty. Oh, look, he got a new flake. All right, let's move on to the next ones. And let this little guy eat in peace. Check the dampness of my moss. Add moisture if necessary. All right. These were porcellanoids or porcellanides. Orange cream, sorry. And they are very spunky. They have really sassy personalities, as you saw. Oh, there we go. Next up are dwarf isopods, also known as Avenazelos, Parvis, and they look like they need some new leaves. Look at that. Look at how they eat through all their leaves. They are a dwarf species because they're so itty bitty. Do you see that? Do you see that? That's how tiny they are. They like to burrow. Okay. These right here are not isopods. These are American baby roaches. Oh, and that's the earwig that lives with them. Go back in. Go back in. Go back in. Thank you. This is my snail and springtail bin, but as you can see, there are some isopods in there as well. Look at all the isopods. All right, let's begin the actual main pods now. So, this is right here my trash bin, where I'm just putting old placemats. And my main isopods are behind these curtains. Caution, please read. Thank you. All right, let's continue. These are called wraiths. These are called curly woodlouse. If you're watching and you like what you see, give a like or a follow. Would be rather nice. Here is rough woodlouse, Porcelioscaber. They like to eat their placemat. Placemats keep their food from going bad. Eggshells, fish flake, and then potato flakes. Dairy cows! Whose favorites are dairy cows? Let me know in the comments if you like dairy cows. Fun fact, dairy cows are actually quite large. They're also a bit clumsy. Next up, more Percelio scaber. If you're watching, write some comments down so I can respond. If you have any questions, you might be pleasantly surprised by some terrarium facts. Here is a breeding project, my peachy pinks. They are pink Armadillium nasatums. Man, they really ate their placemat. That black stuff is soil, also known as frass. It's square isopod dropping. really like to eat moss. Next is my community bin of Armadillium nasatums. This is why I use placemats. These are giant canyons. I'm not going to dig around this time. If you want to see them, go into my first stream. They're extremely shy. If you want to see what a giant canyon isopod looks like, they are on my previous stream. They are Persellio species. Persellio diatillatus. If you're wondering my combination of food I'm doing, it is eggshell, fish flake, and potato flakes today. Again, today's feeding, I'm not forcing them out for views or anything. If you want to see them, look at my previous live stream. Hi, darling. We have 2 more rows to do. Sit back and enjoy the isopods. Next up are common pill isopods, also known as Armadillium vulgare. This is why I set it on the lid. Baby ice pods. Next is the common striped woodlouse. As I said, if they want to be out, they'll be out. If they don't, they don't. Hello, welcome to my stream. I'm currently feeding my terrariums. If you're wondering what I'm feeding them potato flake, fish flake, and eggshells. I have isopods here. Welcome to my podcast. Ha ha ha. Or if you want to be even more funny, cod cat. Next up are Armadillium maculatum, also known as zebras. Armadillium paraceae, also known as paraceae. Darwin. Next up are Oniscus acelus, also known as the dirt donkeys. Look at all those springtails. There's one. Red-edged miyakos, also known as Cubaris eriomentris. Look at those pregnant ones. So, isopods have marsupium pouches. Marsupium, like a kangaroo, and they hold their eggs underneath them. And those two are pregnant, and they give birth to live young, which is actually pretty interesting. These are silver bullet Porcellanides prunosus. They shed their molts in halves, so this is what's called the shirt, the top part. And right here, you can see the pants, also the bottom part. We have one more tower. Hello, welcome to my live. Currently, I'm showing my terrariums and feeding my isopods. I'm feeding them eggshell, fish flake, potato flake, and my terrariums are these bins. We have one more row for the night. These are Israel hissing isopods, also known as Armadillo officinalis. I have 3 morphs of this species. Morph pretty much just means color. These are the largest of the armadillo species, so I will show you one. Yeah, Hunter. That's why they're called roly-polies. I did not mean to have him roll down my leg like that, though. I always check the placemat to make sure there's no babies. Throw that away. Give them a new placemat for the week. I do these supplemental feedings once a week. So I actually did this last Wednesday. These are a Mediterranean species, so I actually try not to add too much moisture. Alrighty, we have another Armadillo officinalis species. More. Sicily locale. Look at them all. Last armadillo morph are the red hissers. Next up is the brickwork woodblouse, known as Persellio spinicornis. Next up is the Croatian giant. They are the cuddliest of isopods. There's a bunch of generations of babies in here. They're starting to get their color. Look at. Get off, little one. Thank you. Since it's mostly babies, I give a lot of extra eggshell. Yeah, these guys are very sweet. They're a tad difficult to care for, though. They're very sensitive to moisture and humidity. And isopods can have molt failures, which isn't the funnest. I currently have 3 more bins left for the night. I went a bit quicker tonight. These are Porcellioids, Porcellinoids, Prognosis, Oreo crumbles. Like the Powerpuff Girls, a pinch of this and a pinch of that, a pinch of this. Make the perfect isopods. Now we have powder blue and white, Porcellinides, Prognosis. Wow, look how many I have. The blues produce albino whites, and the whites produce blues. And then my final bin are the powder oranges. Porcellanides prunosis. All right. I have a question for my viewers. What is your favorite isopod and why? What is your favorite isopod and why? If you have a favorite isopod and why, leave it in the comment section because we are wrapped up here. We have done all the feedings. Sometimes it takes twice the time, depends on how I do it. But this pretty much was the live for the night. It was beautiful and peaceful. And although a lot were hiding, you got to see some cool little isopods at times. So there's that. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Probably on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It seems like that's the pattern I'm falling into. But yeah. Look at them all eating. Look at that. They all are pretty shy, but then they'll run and grab the food once it's placed. Yeah. I love doing this, and I hope to see you next week. Love you guys.